He threatened to erase everything on my computer. Said my files were infected. I had every photo of my late husband saved there. 25 years of memories. Birthdays, holidays, just little moments I never thought I'd lose. A couple days later, I tried logging into my email. Wouldn't open. Password changed. That's when it really hit me. He still had control.
This is one of the most common tech support scams in America, and Susan from Texas nearly lost everything. Hi everyone, welcome back to Click, Trust, Regret. Today we're speaking with Susan, a retired teacher from Texas who was targeted by a fake Microsoft support call just 5 months ago. Let's bring her in. Susan, thank you so much for joining us today. I know this isn't easy to talk about, but I'm really glad you reached out to share your story. It helps people learn and reminds others they're not alone.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm not used to telling stories like this. I've told stories all my life, to my students, my kids, anyone who'd listen. But this one's harder.
Take your time.
I'm Susan, born and raised right here in Texas. Taught 3rd grade for 40 years, mostly in a little town outside Austin. Kids called me Miss Sue. Lost my husband Ray 6 years ago. He was the one who always handled the computers, the bills. I was the one who remembered birthdays and baked the cookies. After he passed, I had to learn things on my own. Grocery apps, online banking, all that. Took me a while, but I got proud of myself, 5 months ago, middle of April, I was printing pictures of my grandbabies. I do that every spring, make a little scrapbook for each of them. That morning, I'd just brewed my coffee, had my gospel radio playing low in the kitchen. Felt good. Normal. Then my printer just stopped. Wouldn't do a thing. I clicked cancel. Nothing. Tried again. Still nothing. Then this big blue box pops up on my screen saying, "Your Windows license has expired." Had a little Microsoft logo in the corner and everything. Looked official as all get out. Said, "Call Microsoft support," with a number right there. And I thought, well, I better call before I mess it up worse. So I dialed. Man picked up right away. Polite, calm voice. Said, "Ma'am, this is Kevin from Microsoft." Didn't sound rushed or pushy like them salespeople. Just helpful. Said he could fix it in 10 minutes.
That's what's called a phishing alert. A fake message that looks real, so you'll act fast before you think twice.
That's exactly what I did. Didn't think twice. He told me to stay calm, that this was routine. Happens all the time. Asked me to download a small program so he could check my system. I told him, "Sir, I'm not too good with these things." He said, "That's all right, ma'am. I'll walk you through it." So I followed his steps, clicked where he said, and suddenly my mouse started moving all on its own. Strangest thing I ever saw. Watching my cursor just slide around without me touching a thing. He opened my files, my pictures, my bank documents. I remember whispering to myself, "Well, ain't that something? He can really see inside my computer." I laughed, nervous little laugh, thinking how proud Ray would have been seeing me handle tech stuff on my own. But then his voice changed. Got a little more serious. He said, "Ma'am, your computer's infected with multiple viruses." He threatened to erase everything on my computer. Said my files were infected. I froze. I had every photo of my late husband saved there. 25 years of memories. Birthdays, holidays, just little moments I never thought I'd lose. My chest went tight. Felt like I'd failed a test I didn't even know I was taking. So when he said, "We can fix it for $800 and you'll get that refunded once the repair's done," I thought, well, that seems fair. $800 is a lot, sure, but if it saves everything Ray and I built together, that's what he would have done. I gave him my debit card number right there over the phone. Hands were shaking so bad I had to read it twice. Even told him, "I trust you. Just please don't let me lose those photos." And he said, "You're doing the right thing, ma'am." Lord, that line still rings in my head.
That's what's known as a refund scam. They tell you the charge will be refunded after repair. But once they have access, they take money out instead of putting it in.
Yeah, learned that the hard way. He told me not to shut off my computer for an hour while it processed the repair. So I waited, made myself more coffee, tried to shake off this uneasy feeling in my stomach. Then I saw it, a message saying I owed Microsoft $800. The invoice just popped up right there on my screen, and I actually felt relieved. Thought, okay, so it's real. Microsoft's really helping me. Next morning, I checked my bank account online, and $2,000 were gone. Not 800, 2,000. I just stared at that screen, blinked, refreshed the page, thought maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. Called my bank right away. Yep, the woman there was kind but straight with me. Said, "Ma'am, this is fraud." They froze my account immediately, started an investigation. And I remember just sitting there in my bathrobe, watching the sunlight come through the blinds, feeling smaller than I had in years. Pause and feel calm. That correlates perfectly to your actual perception.
That's done through something called keylogging. When scammers control your computer, and they install a program that records every key you type, passwords, bank info, even things you write after they've disconnected.
I didn't know that. Figured once I hung up the phone, it was over. Turns out he was still in there, crawling around like a snake in tall grass. After the bank froze my card, I just sat there, silent, listening to the hum of that old desktop. Felt foolish more than angry. You spend your whole life teaching kids to think before they act. And then one day, you forget to follow your own lesson. Couple days later, I tried logging into my email. Wouldn't open. Password changed. That's when it really hit me. He still had control. Same man who told me, "Ma'am, I'm here to help." Strange thing is, now you start second-guessing everything. Every email looks suspicious. Every phone call feels like a trap. I used to love online shopping. Amazon boxes made me feel like it was Christmas morning. Now I hesitate before I even click Add to Cart. 5 months later, I got most of my money back, thanks to the bank's fraud insurance. But the shame, that lingers. Sometimes I'll be watering my plants or folding laundry and just mutter to myself, "How could you fall for that, Susan?" Then I remember, smarter people than me have fallen for worse.
That's why stories like yours matter. They remind others that intelligence has nothing to do with vulnerability.
I reckon so. People think scams only catch the careless, but really, they catch the kind, the ones who still believe people mean well. If I could talk to that man again, Kevin, or whatever his real name is, I'd tell him, "You didn't just steal my money, you stole my peace of mind." But I'd also tell him, "You didn't win, 'cause now I talk about it everywhere I go. I warn everyone I meet." At church last month, I told Miss Patty not to click on them refund emails. She laughed, said, "Honey, I don't even own a computer." But maybe somebody else standing there heard it. Maybe it saved them. So yeah, that's my story. Not the proudest chapter of my life, but it's mine. After everything settled down, I started writing things in a notebook. Dates, amounts, every little detail I could remember. Helped somehow. Made me feel like I was taking back control, piece by piece. Even wrote "Don't click when you're scared" on a sticky note and stuck it right to my monitor. Still there today. Funny thing, I used to roll my eyes when Ray would double-check everything online. He'd say, "Trust, but verify." I reckon I finally learned what he meant. Just took me a little longer than I'd like to admit. Sometimes I still think about that voice, how calm it sounded, how confident. Part of me wonders if he's got a mama somewhere who'd cry if she knew what he does for a living. Then another part of me thinks, no, Susan, some people just don't care. But I do. I care now more than ever. I talk to my old students. They're grown now, got parents who are my age, and I tell them, check on your folks. Teach them what you know about this stuff. Because that's what hurts the most. Not the money, not even the embarrassment. It's knowing there are thousands of people just like me who don't see it coming.
And that awareness, that conversation, it's what keeps others safe. Technology changes fast, but the lesson stays the same. If someone pressures you to act right now, it's probably a scam.
Exactly. Slow down. Breathe. Ask somebody you trust. That's what I tell people now. My neighbor, Miss Helen, nearly called one of those Amazon refund numbers last month. I marched right over there and said, hang up that phone, girl. We had a good laugh after, but it could have gone real bad. I ain't mad at myself anymore. Took me a while, but I finally forgave me. 'Cause being fooled once don't mean you're foolish forever. Now when I sit down at this computer, I feel stronger, I guess. Little wiser. And if Ray were here, I think he'd grin at me and say, told ya technology bites sometimes, didn't I? So yeah, I lost some money, but I gained something else, a story that might save somebody.
That's the reason we do this. Thank you, Susan, for trusting us with your story, and for reminding everyone that caution and kindness can live in the same breath.
Well, thank you all for listening.
If you've had a similar experience, or you know someone who has, share this video. The more people hear stories like Susan's, the fewer will fall for the next one. And remember, awareness protects better than fear.
Amen to that.